We moved up here to Perry County in 1978, and we started, the first person that came to see me was a fertilizer salesman, and the next thing I found myself, I was farming conventional. We always had our garden was organic. It wasn't certified, but it was always organic. And one evening I was taking a walk and I stripped an ear of corn and I peeled it down. It was an ear of corn I was growing for my pigs. And I bit into the corn and I got to thinking, you know, I sprayed this corn with herbicides. I wouldn't use pesticides even back then. And I thought, you know, this is kind of hypocritical. Here I am spraying corn to grow feed or something that I sell, and for my own family I'm using organic. It was really my midlife crisis, and I had to come to terms with my heart. What I knew was right was not using any weapons of mass destruction on my crops. It was organic integrity was something that I think was deep rooted in me. I'm Mike Brownback. We're here at sunny Spiral Path Farm after our 2 weeks of rain. We're happy for the sun to be out. Spiral Path Farm, my wife Terra and I founded in 1977. Today we're farming 300 acres here, along with our two sons, Will and Lucas, and also Deirdre and the children. So we have 3 generations on the farm. We're really proud of that. Spiral Path Farm is certified organic. We've been certified organic since the mid-90s. We have a vegetable operation. We market pretty much A to Z. We do asparagus to zucchini and pretty much a lot in between, anything that'll grow in our climate. We're fortunate that we have a very large CSA here in the greater Harrisburg area, and we also direct market to Wegmans supermarket chain. As you can see, we're on a very we have a hilly farm operation. It is mandatory that we have soil stewardship and conservation practices. All our fields are cover cropped. We use cover crop to create biomass. We use compost on top of our cover crops, and we really strive to build healthy soil. We want the healthy soil because we intend to build the most nutrition we possibly can into our food and improve the flavor profile. Great tasting food comes from very healthy soils. All our compost is farm derived. We actually have a lot of fallow fields. I don't know if you can see in the background, but we have fields that we're not farming. We actually harvest those fields once a year as a hay chop that we actually use as the main ingredient for our compost. We also use our packing house waste. So our compost has no animal manure from off-farm inputs. We use what we have on the farm. My advice to young growers is put your resources into building your soil and trust that system. The organic scene has changed some over the years. Really, back in the early days, it was easy to overwhelm the market if you had good crops. Now the market opportunities have increased, as have the players, and there's a lot of players out there. We find that there's many organic stewards that are really into it for the improvement of the soil. There's also some players out there that are really looking for the money and the easiest way to grow their crops. We prefer the method that is time tested, trusting, building the soil, getting the nutrition into the soil, and getting the nutrition into the crop through building soil. Certified organic started out without the USDA. It was all private certifiers, some state certifiers, and with the Organic Food Production Act, it became mandatory that all organic certifiers were accredited by the USDA. It's up to us as eaters of good food to make sure that our government is following the letter of the law, that OFPA, as it was intended. One thing that I want to talk about, I was around, this is my second time commenting to the NOSB, and the first time was at the proposed rule back when it was the big three, you know, the sludge, the irrigation, and the GMOs, and we've come a long way from then, and congratulations everybody. But I'll tell you one thing, back then, one of the rationalizations was that we were going to have reciprocity internationally, and that IFOAM accreditation was going to be something that we'd all have. And I don't understand why the United States is a dumping ground of the world for hydroponics. What's going on here? This is something that's very confusing to me. As far as following plans for soil improvement, we've taken a farm that was run down that we purchased in 1977 with 1.7% organic matter. It's now well over 5%. You know, raising organic matter, that is carbon sequestration. I only have a ninth grade education as far as my biology goes, but basically, the simple sugars that come from photosynthesis, they go into the soil, the excess. How can they go into the soil if it's protected by a layer of a container, of a raised bed, or whatever term we want to use? I don't get it. I'm somewhat confused. Where is our integrity? What do we have for anatomy as a people if we're willing to turn a blind eye to the facts of life? We've had many people here eloquently state what is true and what is simple, what a child can understand. What do we need to do? I don't see anybody in this room that is opposed to hydroponics that's going away. Are any of you guys going away? I don't think so. We're here for the long haul.
Brownback. I'm a second-generation farmer, and I'm proud that we've been building and improving our soils for 30 years here.